I'm here to tell you more about the continuing epic saga of my ordeal with Verizon. So let's get to it. If you're following along, in our last installment, I had a chat with a guy named Rye. On the 22nd of December, when I took a big chunk out of my lunch break to talk to him, said he was going to fix everything. Rye claimed he had the solution to my $800 trade-in mayhem, whatever you want to call it. $800, he was going to get me the credit by way of installments, that in January I was going to see an accumulation of 6 times the monthly credit, which was going to be $22.22 times 6, which would have made $133.33 credit for January. And after that, or every month for the next 6 months, there would be a $22.22 credit applied to my bill, which would have been great. And he declared it fixed, solved, done. However, Rye doesn't have authority to do such things. So it was reviewed by one of his superiors and shot down. That was the message that came through that said, no phone, no device, no credit. End of story. You're stuck. Today I went back to work, checking up on this, and I spoke to somebody, another clown. Danielle comes up with, we understand you're upset. Truly, we don't want you feeling this way. We do not have access to view your videos. So to help her out, I sent my video to the Verizon main Twitter account. So hopefully on her break, she could check it out. Once again, thank you for your patience. I was not able to pull up any details with the tracking number that was provided due to tracking only being retained for 120 days by the shipper. So she's asking, do you remember what day you shipped the device back? Oh yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. And I've told this story many, many times. She wants to assure me they're doing all they can to get it resolved for me today. It sounds very familiar. I'm working on a resolution for you now. Please allow me a few more minutes. Signed, Danielle. You're gonna let me down, I feel. She comes back a few minutes later. Good news. Great news, in fact. I was able to receive approval to honor the $800 trade-in promotion. Right. Another empty promise. I don't expect this to go anywhere. So this time, she promises that the $800 credit is going to be applied all at once to my account. Because I upgraded to an iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1 terabyte unit, my bill is about $1,300. So supposedly we're going to knock $800 off of that, putting me in the $500 range, maybe, in my dreams. The credit may take up to 7 business days to be reflected on your account due to the amount. It will go through different levels of approval. So there's going to be, she's setting me up to fail, right? She's setting me up for another in a long line of disappointments. You know, if the next person doesn't shoot it down, the person after that or the person after that will say, oh, there's no device, there's not going to be a credit. I'm prepared for this, Danielle, so that's why I'm continuing to draft my demands. We understand your frustration. Here comes a Verizon message. Your requested credit of $800 is being reviewed for approval. You'll get an updated status within 48 hours. So yeah, I've told this story many, many times, and now it's on YouTube where it will stay. She's written, she's asked if this is good, and I reply, well, it does sound like another familiar lie. I'm accustomed to these things. We cannot, sick weed cannot apologize enough for the inconvenience and frustration this has caused you. I agree, this should have not taken this long. This is why I wanted to ensure it was resolved today. I'm glad we were able to provide you with a resolution, and you can rest, or you can reset assured the credit will be honored. Perhaps she meant rest assured. I will follow up with you next Saturday to provide an update on the credit posting to your account. Have we addressed your concerns today? I, of course, turned in a very negative review for customer service, for how I feel about the way I was treated and handled. So there we have it. So Rye, you're a complete loser, incompetent bozo. If you let me down, Danielle, which I expect you will, I'm going to roast you. I mean, there's Suzanne, there's Finn or Hin. Definitely Rye is a big player because he had this litany of things he was going to do for me, and they just got shot down. So Danielle, maybe you've gotten approval for whatever, but you did say that there would be multiple steps of approval to go through, and I'm honestly just not feeling it. I think Verizon is just going to let me down again, and again, like they have over and over. So the message to everyone, Verizon agents especially, pay attention please, is Verizon is terrible at customer service. Just the worst, the absolute worst. Don't go to them. Don't subscribe to anything of theirs. I wish I hadn't even accepted their credit card at this point. Don't do it. Verizon is evil. They're evil, not to be trusted. They're going to sell you a bunch of lies. They're going to leave you holding $800. Now, what if in my frustration I decided just not to pay my bill, right? That I would get my $800 back that way. Who would that have helped? How would that have, I mean, I felt like doing that, but it would have only, for one thing, hurt my credit and gotten my phone service turned off. It doesn't work that way, does it? What am I left to do? They didn't get the device. I shipped it. Oh, and Danielle, shame on you. You're blaming the carrier. You're blaming UPS, even though I have a tracking number that says the package was delivered to a loading dock in Fort Worth, Texas. So you're putting blame on UPS for not delivering the package. It is more reasonable to believe that the box made it, it got opened, and the device simply did not get scanned in at the acceptance point. So what's going on here? I would like to know. Is it some sort of a scam operation? Is it organized crime? Is there a group of Verizon employees that are channeling these to the underground, and where they're selling them on the black market, gray market, something? Who has that phone? Let's look up that IMEI number, shall we? Can we trace that? Russia, are you listening? Can somebody trace this IMEI, whatever it's called, number, and see if this device is out there and if it's operating on somebody's network? Because if it is, it should be traceable, right? You should be able to figure out who got a hold of it, where and when and how, who's operating it, under whose account. And there should be people that can be tracked down and interrogated. Maybe waterboarded. Can we still do that? Can we still waterboard? Trump's still president, right? So Danielle, shame on you for laying the blame on UPS, trying to make me believe that they're the ones who dropped the ball and didn't deliver the package, where I have tracking information that says it was in fact delivered to a loading dock in Fort Worth, your facility. Where is that facility? Do we have a picture? Can we find a picture of this facility, this address, where it was delivered? Who has that phone? It's out there. If it's a viable device, it's out there, it's operating, somebody has it. And I'm willing to believe that it got channeled away from the acceptance point into the hands of someone. Maybe a terrorist, who knows? Anyway, so we've established that Rye is yet another in a long list of liars. Furthermore, the research I've done shows that I probably cannot join in a class action, that the chances of getting a class action off the ground are probably nil. that I will have to resort to small claims to go after my damages, which are mounting. Like every time I roll this camera, it costs me money. There's a production cost. This costs money. Where was I? Production costs, no recourse, no class action. I did find other unhappy Verizon customers, people with similar elements to their stories, including the claim that the phone, the device didn't make it to the facility, that without the device, credit cannot be applied. So it's not just me. There are others like me, and we are helpless to do a class action. All we can do is spread the word via social media, through this, which I will leave up as much as I can, or spread as much as I can to other people so that they know what to expect when they become a Verizon customer. Why did I become a Verizon customer, you might ask? It was their coverage map, that thing that they pushed so adamantly years ago. Their map worked in places where AT&T didn't, where T-Mobile didn't. Who else is there? Anyway, they got me. They got me, and they got me for another $800, which I am out if they fail to honor the trade-in, which so far they have. It's been 4 months that they've dodged my requests, my demands for the credit. And all they've come back with is, we don't have the device, therefore you can't have the credit. Simple as that. Now, what Danielle offered was, Danielle does point out that she can see the promotion was not honored before due to requests made to add the credits monthly. Well, who did that? That was Rye's idea. My demands were for $800, free and clear, $800. It was Rye, in his brilliance, in his idiocy, who had the bright idea to break them up. So that got shot down. This will be approved by leadership with a capital L. I don't know, Danielle. You can rest assured, or reset assured, that the credit will be honored. I don't know what else there is to say, except that I've been lied to continually over the last 4 months. I don't have any reason to believe that Danielle is going to succeed with the line that she's feeding me, that it's going to come to fruition as promised. Another lame, empty promise of the sort that to which I've grown accustomed. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I will post again when we get the follow-up, if it ever does materialize. The promised follow-up from Danielle saying that she's going to check in and see how things are going, which is what I've complained about. Nobody checks in. Let's see if they actually honor this one. So, to date, Verizon is just a complete, awful failure for me. And I can honestly say, there is nothing that Verizon can do to make me happy. They can make me somewhat neutral in my opinion of them, but will I ever be happy with them? Will I ever be a happy customer? No. Anyway, that's all for now. It's New Year's Eve. It'll be 2023 in a few hours. As always, remember, do your best and transcend the bullshit.